Welcome to Let's Weave Beads. In this video we are going to be working with my practice pattern, this one here with the lines and rectangles. You can find these on Pinterest. Now what I did is I took the graph that I have provided for you on Pinterest and I put it in Microsoft Paint. Now when you put the graph in Microsoft Paint, you want to make sure to save it in this format. This will allow you to go back in and make more changes to it. So make sure to save as this format and then you can continue to work on the piece. Now using the fill function, I created my conversion. Now when you go to clean up a converted piece, you want to make sure to keep your pattern close by so that you can look at it for references. And then you need to decide what is most important. Now for this Seahorse one that I did, the most important thing was making sure that the lines where the body met the water were smooth. This was simple enough to do, and I actually did it while beading directly from the pattern. But some are a little more difficult. For example, this Monarch here. Not only did I need to make sure that the outline was smooth, but I also had to make sure the inside, the colors were separated and smooth in their separation. What you'll be seeing here is when a line goes up and down, sometimes it gets broke up, and then for like the Monarch, the colors start to blend. So that's why it's important to have the pattern with you, because then you can see where you need to make the connection of the black to make it so that the colors are separated. So for this piece, the what we're mainly going to be working on is the lines, making them into lines again. Because as you can see here, lines, when converted because of the way that the Peyote rose layout, get broke up. So we have to make these lines into lines again. Now what I did is I took the pencil tool, set it to the thickest line setting, and then I did little dots. For example, here, to make this line straight again, I did halved these here, and then this is how it came out. Now you could do it on either side, but when I looked at the pattern here, you can see that this line is thicker, so I wanted to make sure to keep this line thicker and just make this one a whole line, so I took from this side instead. So that's why it's good to have the pattern available at all times so you can decide which way you want to go when making your line complete. The same thing I did down here. I did this one, made it a complete line, but then on the pattern I saw that this one here was thicker, so I also added to it so that in the end you had a straight line, and then this line was slightly thicker. And then of course one other place in the pattern that has a line that's broken up is here, so I just added, and as it was just a single row, that's all I needed to do, and then it was done. So as you can see, straight lines can be rather simple. It can be more complex, like with the Monarch when the lines are curving and going different directions, but you can apply relatively the same idea, is to see where the line's going, check your pattern to see where you want the line to be going, and then you can decide which side to add in order to make it into a line again. We will go into the more complex line doing when we get into like this pattern here, because as you can see the lines go different directions. But this is a basic tip for when making your lines complete again in a pattern once it is converted. If you have any questions, please post, and I will be glad to help you in any way that I can. Happy beading!